We're live.
Yay! Sorry. Hi guys.
Happy Friday, everybody.
We're back.
Hold on.
Oh, we're not back fully. This chair is like so weird.
All right. And we're live.
We're back.
There's always a delay in recording.
Yeah, because you gotta get over there and you gotta get over here.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. We need like.
Oh snap!
we need
Should
like
I silence my phone?
That's okay. We need like an assistant or somebody to record
Hi,
our
Miria.
stuff.
We miss you. Deborah's here.
What was I going to say?
Sorry.
This setup is.
It's great.
Yeah.
We finally got it figured out.
I think we finally got it figured
Months
out.
later.
But we need like a team.
I know.
We need like
Sure.
a team or something.
All right, let's get started.
Let's get started because we
Let's
got
dive in.
a lot to cover.
Yes, we do.
So can you believe it's September?
Still? Already?
It is
I
September.
swear, when this whole thing started, I thought for sure by the summer everything would be back to normal.
Me too.
Like, there's no way this is going to last more than 2 months. And like, here
It
we
is
are.
September.
6 months later. Insane.
Man. But what a year it's been. So we continue moving forward. And I think that the last episode we did, we were like, we're going to do more. And we actually are going to do a lot more.
Yep.
And I know I keep saying that.
No, but this time we have some plans.
We got some stuff mapped out.
Yes.
So what's new for us? Let's see. If you are a subscriber to our email list, which if you're not and you would like to be on our emails, I usually send out a daily email with either workouts that you could try at home or just information about supportive eating or whatever. But I do send out a daily email with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to be on that and you are not, you can either
Drop your email. Oh, wait, you said
No.
don't do that.
Yeah, don't. You know, you could drop it. You could post it, but then everybody who's watching is going to get it. So you could just send it.
Send it.
Send it to either one of us through either DM or Messenger or whatever the case is, and I will add you to our daily email. But what I was going to say was, if you've been reading, then you know September is when the lease negotiations for our gym were going to start. I guess start is the right
They
word.
have started.
They have started. So we are currently negotiating or renegotiating the terms of our lease here. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Right now, it's honestly all up in the air.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff that we want that needs to happen, and
There's lots going on.
there's lots going on. That's it.
So stay tuned. If
That's all I got to say
if
about
you're a
that.
member
If
of
you're a
our
member,
gym.
stay tuned because some stuff is happening.
Yes.
Anyway, contest season.
Yes.
So I think last time was the show that we did last the first show we did after we came back from Dallas?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
So there have been shows every weekend.
For real. Not WBFF shows.
Right, but there's all kinds of federations.
Yeah.
And there have been shows every weekend, especially down here in Florida.
Yeah.
In Tampa. There have been shows
Everywhere.
weekend. There's a couple of shows coming. There's one coming up in Weston down here in South Florida. I'm pretty sure it's next weekend. If not, it's the following. I think we're going to be there. And other than that, every weekend, pro shows, amateur shows.
Everywhere.
The bodybuilding season is fully underway.
It's on.
You've seen WBFF.
Which is so surprising. Like, that many people stayed training.
Yeah.
So crazy. Anyway.
Which, you know, we were talking last week with some of our friends. A lot of the people that stayed trained because they either had a gym, right?
Right.
Had stuff at home, or they knew someone. And there was an article in Forbes that I was sharing with our friends last week that said that underground gyms or private gyms or secret gyms are going to make a comeback.
That sounds fancy.
Back in the 80s, like, there were all
Underground
kinds
gyms.
of underground gyms where they were in a basement or in the back of a warehouse. Warehouse gyms were not normal. but they were, backdoor alley gyms. Like you had to know
Knock
somebody.
on the door.
Know somebody needed a
That's how I
password.
got my nails done during quarantine. You knock on the back door and you like sneak
So
in.
back in the day, there were a lot of gyms like that, and this article in Forbes said that might make a comeback. And honestly, when I read it, I thought that's an awesome idea because realistically, like the way we have to operate now, it is such a pain in the ass. So I think that even if things fully reopen and everything was back to normal, I think I'm considering like this whole private, like if you don't know somebody who knows somebody, and you need a secret password and
code,
Secret Service needs to screen you, like,
my God.
Anyway, that's another topic. But the bodybuilding season is back on.
Yes.
WBFF Worlds is going to be in London. There's a show in Atlanta coming up.
Yep.
So things are happening.
There will be a Florida show in November.
There will be a Florida show, and there will be an Atlantic City show in December.
Yep.
Boom.
It's all
We will
happening,
be at
guys.
that. Blacklist. We have a list.
That was so random. We have a list. For someone who hates lists, he actually made one today.
Make a list.
Anyway, Blacklist. Who has seen Blacklist? I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, I cannot see who's here.
So she
But
needs
hi
glasses.
to all of I need glasses. I've needed glasses for a long time, but I refuse to wear them. But I'm going for an eye exam in a month.
Junior screaming.
That's a loud freaking scream. Anyway, so hello to all of you who are here. I see names, but like I can't.
We binged Blacklist.
I want to know who's seen Blacklist, and if you haven't, you're welcome. I just made your holiday weekend a million times better.
We
You need to check out Blacklist.
Blacklist from when?
On Netflix.
June? July?
Yeah, this whole time.
I mean, we saw
We're
six.
not like TV people.
We're not.
At all.
When we find a show, we'll watch it, But when I tell you that we binge, like,
So good.
1, 2 in the morning, like, there's another episode.
So not us.
It is.
We've gotten through 6 seasons since June, you said?
I think so.
And we are on the 7th season, which is the last one. There is going to be another season that they haven't started recording for it because of what's going on. So we have a few episodes left in season 7, which is the last season that they've recorded. It's to die for you guys.
So if you haven't watched it,
that's our tip of the day.
That's our tip of the day. And if you have watched it, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Not
Without
you.
spoiling,
Yeah.
tell us if you've watched it. And if you haven't, you should start.
Totally.
We're advocating for TV.
And because we're on our last season, if you have something that you think we should watch,
Oh, snap. Wait.
we're going to get to this.
Scam Likely. I'm so fucking tired of you, Scam Likely.
Calling
Jesus Christ.
so many times.
So annoying. They don't get tired. No one is going to answer Scam Likely.
Anyway, if you have a show that's good,
Yes.
that you could put in the comments.
Yes.
So that everybody
Tell
can
us.
chime in.
Because after this, I don't know what to do.
And it's funny because we started watching some of our other shows and they were a little bit like,
It was too
not
soap opera-y for us.
But if you're watching on Facebook or IG, you can put in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, then you can put in the comments also.
Yes.
And if you're listening, I think that you could comment on audio stuff.
I don't do audio stuff. I like
Did
watching.
you know we're on audio? We're on iTunes, Spotify,
I like to see.
SoundCloud. You can listen to our show. You can listen to all the shows.
Yes.
All of the shows are on SoundCloud, and I think from season 2 on is on.
Also on YouTube.
Right, no, but it's on iTunes. All of the shows are on SoundCloud. But starting season 2 or 3, I think they're on iTunes, Spotify.
Thank God you know how to do this stuff, because I have no idea.
Anchor, like whatever, wherever podcasts are played.
We're everywhere, thanks to you.
All right, so we got some new stuff that we have been working on.
We need to watch Ozark.
We started watching Ozark.
Yeah, is that the family?
The family that moves.
The guy gets in like some drug thing?
Yes.
Maybe we need to pick that up after Blacklist. Thanks, Melissa.
So, if you've been, I haven't talked about her a lot in email, but if you've been following her, you know that she just launched a brand new project.
Yes. I'm
Called
so excited.
A Butterfly Project.
Yes.
And all of the information about it is in a separate Instagram page,
Yes.
which is
A Butterfly Project.
So you go to Instagram and
At A Butterfly Project.
Right.
or on my YouTube channel. Also, I'll have the videos up there.
We are going to put links to that Instagram page and to her YouTube channel in the notes.
Yeah.
Again, if you're on YouTube or if you're listening, it'll be in the notes. But if you wanted to hint at some of the stuff, there's a lot of information. You should watch the video.
So the first thing that I wanted to say about that, because even after putting out videos, like today, I still got a few questions from a few people after I put out that video, like, does this include like fitness or nutrition? And it's like, it's so hard, and we were talking about this, to do something completely different when people are used to you doing one specific thing. So I get it, like anything that I launch or that I talk about, people automatically assume that it has something to do with fitness or nutrition or competing or posing. And this is like nothing to do with that. There's no fitness aspect or nutrition or competing or posing. This has nothing to do with any of that. We'll touch on some of that stuff, but it has nothing to do with that. This is an internal transformation, growth process, getting out of your comfort zone, a group of women who are going through a transformation together that has nothing to do with the outside or with the way that they look. Like I said in one of my videos, you know, when I went on this journey a couple of years ago and I started transforming my physique, everything that I went through, all of the growth that I experienced that at first was not intentional and then became intentional, it became work and it became about, you know, creating a new me and developing a new everything for myself. All of that you can't really touch on when you're talking about nutrition and training. And a lot of times people will transform with nutrition and training, but the inside is still the same. There's still, you should change and you will change when you go through an external transformation, but there is very specific and intentional work that needs to be done on the inside too for everything to kind of come full circle. So when I launched this, it was to have the other side, the other aspect of that transformation and of that growth and of that confidence and everything else that goes along with it. So it has nothing to do with fitness or nutrition, but I think that that's kind of like a good glimpse into it. Do you want to weigh in on it?
Yeah, no. I think that you said everything you need to say. There are 2 videos on her IG page.
Yes.
The letter A, Butterfly Project on Instagram. Or you can go to her YouTube page. You can find her on YouTube. And again, we'll put the links. But you can get all the details about that.
And it is, I'm taking 10 women only for this first class. It's going to be 4 weeks. It's all done virtually, so you do not have to be local. And it starts October 1st. So the deadline is September 15th.
Awesome.
That's it.
Our online stuff, our Zoom workouts, are getting kicked up.
They're getting a glow up.
They're getting kicked
I'm
up.
so excited.
100%. Can you do more than 100%?
I can, but you are very literal with your math.
All right.
My math is a little more lenient.
So we are going to kick that platform up dramatically.
Yes. Guys, this is huge.
Over the next several days, I will show more of it. But we're going to create an amazing platform. Right now, when COVID started, we transitioned to Zoom workouts, so people keep working out, and the Zoom workouts are great. But there are things that are missing.
Yes.
That coming to the gym, yes, you get the workout, but the community, the experience, all that stuff is very different. So when you're at Zoom and you're doing things at home, listen, there are a number of ways that you could pick that up, and I think that we found something that will certainly enhance the at-home workout experience and still continue to have that interaction and coaching that we've been able to deliver through Zoom workouts.
Yeah, we wanted to take it to the next level, not only for the people who currently take advantage of it, because some people are just not ready to come back. Some people just found it so much more convenient.
Right.
It really is so much more convenient.
Right,
just do it at home. You don't have to leave your kids. You don't have to drive somewhere.
There's been a few arguments over it, right?
Right.
And people are like, oh, it's not the same at home. It's like, listen, let me tell you something. Home workouts, and this will probably be a soundbite. Home workouts have been around forever.
Yes.
In the 80s, Jane Fonda, Jack LaLanne, Suzanne Summers, like Richard Simmons.
Workout videos in general.
There were workout tapes way back, all right?
Yes.
VHS. And people did that at home.
Yes.
There were gyms that you could go to, but people worked out at home. Then after that, P90X came out, or Tony Horton, Beachbody, and that kicked it up to the next level because there were a series of DVDs with progressions, right? And then there was Insanity and and now there are hundreds.
And lots of people do those and get amazing results.
There are currently hundreds of at-home videos and things like that. You could go on YouTube.
Yeah, I'd say way more than hundreds.
Instagram,
thousands,
right?
Yeah.
But I mean structured, like for example, like what Beachbody does, where you have a structured workout or program that you could buy.
Yeah.
The difference, okay, let's make the difference clear.
Between all of that.
Clarity is key.
Yes.
What we offer is not an at-home video. We are coaching. Because even though if I am delivering a workout, right, and I've got a Zoom room, like I have here, I have cameras here, and I see Sally there, and Joe here, and Sam on the bottom, and we're doing squats or whatever it is, and I see that you are either one, not doing it correctly, I can correct because I can see you, I am coaching you.
Yes.
If I see that your feet are the wrong way or your hands are the wrong way, if I see that you're slacking off, because guess what?
I was going to say that.
If you're watching a DVD with Tony Horton on the other side saying go, 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 and you're at home sitting, eating while you're watching him work out, then that's not helping you. But I can see you doing it or not doing it.
Yes.
So the coaching is the same. You're just able to
You're being coached in real time.
You're still getting coached by us, right? Which is the different part. Listen, there are amazing coaches everywhere. Totally. Everyone does it different. We have our own style of doing what we do.
Yes.
And this is an opportunity for anyone to do that. Whether you live in South Florida, in Central Florida, in Alabama, in Alaska, doesn't make a difference because if you have internet connection, you can get coached, but not coached because we recorded a video that you should be following. Live, in-person coaching.
That's the beauty of it. You can get our time, you can get our coaching, you can
That
get live no matter where you are.
Exactly.
With the comfort of just being home.
Right, you're at home, you turn on your Zoom, and here we are. We're going to guide you through a different workout every day, but we're going to be able to watch.
And let me tell you something. We've been kicking ass at it since this whole thing started. We launched that, and we've pivoted, and we've done it. But now that we've done it for a few months, and now that it seems like it's something that isn't temporary, because at first it was like, we'll do these Zoom workouts until, right? And now that it doesn't seem like it's temporary because people are enjoying it.
And hold on, because not just temporary for everybody doing it. But, I think that the temporary was for us until things got back and for people until things got back.
Yeah.
But the truth is that it's become another avenue for us to connect.
Yes, and reach so many more people.
It's the way we've done nutrition coaching for so long. And I'm going to talk about nutrition coaching in a minute. But we coach people all over, right? And the distance to the gym was never an obstacle for that. Right. Now this just became an avenue for somebody who wanted to also work out in our style or our fashion.
So now that it's not
to participate,
we're not waiting for things to go back to normal, and that we've seen how many people are benefiting from that, and that they can be anywhere, and that everyone continues to transform and get everything done. We decided to step it up majorly.
Right.
So if you're a part of that, you're gonna love it, and if you're not, you're gonna love
pay
it
attention.
too.
We are launching something new. It's going to be in the next couple of days.
Yes.
So everyone that is a part of the workout, either here at the gym or online, you are going to have access to what's coming. So
and again, if you're not, send your email so that you can be in the loop.
Anybody can listen. If you have Wi-Fi, if you have internet, if you have a phone, you could open up Zoom on your phone. You don't need a computer. So
everyone's got a phone.
Which brings me back to what I just said about with nutrition coaching. We started nutrition coaching way back, and people all over the internet would see a lot of the testimonials
before and after pictures
and the transformation. Right?
For sure.
And I don't think that was the thing that made people reach out, because everyone's got before and after pictures.
Sure.
I think that what made people reach out was the kind of things that we put into people's meal plans that were so different.
I saw that you had people eating Nutella.
Yeah,
I saw that you had bread and rice.
That you have Pop-Tart during your prep for your competition. I saw that you eat rice at night. I saw
and
that
tacos.
And that's what made a lot of people reach out from everywhere.
Because everyone understands that if you follow a plan,
right,
and you do it consistently over a certain amount of time, you're going to get results.
Sure.
So while before and afters are powerful, a lot of people will look at it before and after and be like, yeah, but what exactly did it take for that?
Like if you've ever, like again, I say this during all of my consultations, consistency and compliance are going to be two of the most important things in making sure that whatever program you're on works, right? You got to be consistent, and you got to be compliant, you got to follow it.
Yeah.
But if you're not looking at your food preferences, meaning the things that you like to eat, and you are not making those a part of your program, then guess what? It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
You know, if you love, she's a great example, if you love bread and your plan doesn't have bread, guess what? It's only a matter of time before you cave. And it's not that the bread is bad or eliminating is bad, it's that if there is something that you want and you have taken it out for one reason or another, and then you reintroduce it, by definition, you are eating more. So, you know, that's a whole thing. But what I wanted to get into is that, again, in the emails that I've been sending out, I have been mentioning that I can only take a few more people.
Yeah, you're very hands-on with everyone.
Well, I think that sometimes people think that that's a load of crap, and they think that it's some kind of marketing
Show
thing.
them, babe.
No, it's not.
You don't have your phone.
My phone's right there, you know, and right now it's blowing up. Like there are texts coming through. And I think that what people think is that it's like some kind of scarcity tactic or technique. Yeah. Listen, I work hands-on with all of my clients.
From like 6 a.m. to like 10 p.m.
I am in touch with everyone every day on everything they do. So I can only take on so many people before it starts to get wishy-washy.
And not every day, like, for a check-in. Like, every day, all day.
Right.
Like, for every meal.
Right. If you are working with me and we are working on your food, we are working on it all day long together. So I can only take a handful of, not a handful,
can't answer.
But I can only take a certain amount of people before you start to see that it starts to get watered down.
Right.
You know.
And that's what we've always talked about.
A great example is the other night, Jen was here for one of the workouts, and she was talking about that she saw. I don't remember. The things that I don't remember and the things that I do are very different, because I don't remember if she saw her aunt or a friend having sushi, and she started to wonder. She's like, "Wow, I really want some sushi. When was the last time I had sushi?" And I said, "Back in January." I know when she ate because I am hands-on, and when I start to forget who had what and when they had it, that's a problem.
Or when you have to take too long to answer a message. You answer every message within 5 minutes.
Right.
So that's something we've talked about from the start.
So there is a cap on how many people I can work with.
To service them the way that you want to service them.
Right. And and sometimes people move on to something else, and when somebody moves on, there is an opening.
There's a slot open.
But when I tell you that there's a cap, you know, and I'm not trying to be difficult, but it's, you know, we're trying to provide.
It's a legit cap.
We're trying to provide a certain level of service.
Yes.
And in order for me to be able to coach people the way that I want to coach them, then I have to make sure that I limit a certain amount of people, because there is a certain amount of time inside of the day where I can get back to everybody. Okay? Because again, there's other things. We're doing this show, right? Right now there is a delay. You know, I can see the text messages coming on, and there is a delay because we are doing this.
We have a million other things to do today.
We got other things that we're going to do. So there is always a line where it's like, all right, this many people, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the other day I said I had a few spots open, and somebody said, oh, you know, there's always a few. I'm like, there is not always a few spots.
Yeah.
If I tell you there's a few spots, guess what?
There's a few spots.
If you want one and you're thinking about it, it's going to go, because there are always people that are waiting for somebody else to drop.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
After these few spots, we do go on a wait list. And again, like you said, until someone drops, we just really can't take anything.
There are plenty of programs, there are plenty of things, but what we do and how we do it is just a little bit different. And I want to maintain it that way. And in order to maintain it that way, we got to cap it.
Lisa, I can kind of read. I love the flexibility and also the accountability of the process you have created. Thank you, Melissa.
Melissa, by the way, is doing great.
Yay!
And again, if I had too many people, I wouldn't know who that even is. The other day I was watching something, I was like, oh, this guy's got 5,000 clients. I'm like, how do you even know them?
Yeah, there's
like,
no way.
That's
just not what we're trying to do here.
Yeah,
you know?
This is not that.
It's all good.
So that was very important to make sure that we got out. And usually our podcast is not to talk about our nutrition coaching or the gym or any of those things. We like to talk about other things.
Everything, yeah.
But those are just the things that are happening, and we wanted to make sure that we address them. But there are a bunch of other things in the works that are coming up, in addition to...
And this is our way of sharing it with all of you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we've got our last gluten core of the year.
Yes.
We have another...
We have 2 spots left.
We have just 2?
That's it.
That is not a scarcity thing.
2 spots left. We're only taking 10 people.
There are limits in the gym of how many people we could take.
2 spots left for the in-person gluten core.
Online, we could take as many as we
Right,
want.
online it's open.
And there will be more gluten core workshops
Online. But this is the last in-person of 2020, and we have 2 spots left.
What else? We have been in Central Florida the last couple weekends eating up a storm.
Literally.
No, I want to share something.
Oh, God.
This is improv. This is not on our list. So, and I thought I was going to share this either in our nutrition coach. We have a private nutrition coaching Facebook page. I thought I was going to share it there, and then I thought I was going to share it in our email today. But I'll just talk about it here. So, over the last 3 weekends, we have been eating up a storm.
And not like Saturday, Sunday. Like Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Right. If you follow mostly her on IG, she posts all the food. And it's interesting because we got back Tuesday. I didn't weigh myself Tuesday night, but I weighed myself Wednesday.
Me too.
Right? I was plus 8.
8 pounds.
From Friday. Friday when we left, I weighed myself, and then by the time I weighed myself...
So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 4 days.
4 days. I was plus 8. I know for a fact that people would freak out if that happened, right? But I also know that you've got to look at the long-term picture and the long-term work that you've done. And if you look at it from that perspective, you can't erase weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of work and consistency over the course of 4 days. And we ate a lot is very different than a lot of people because we worked out. We still had our shakes.
We shared a lot of stuff.
Listen, we shared a lot. It's our version of we ate a lot. But I was plus 8. And a lot of that was just water because the water was not on point, and there was a lot of sitting because we drove.
You also understand that it's physically, humanly impossible to gain 8 pounds of fat in 4 days.
Right, you're not going to gain 8 pounds of fat or 8 pounds of muscle in 4 days.
Right.
But the reason that I was going to share it today specifically is because that plus 8 was compared to last Friday.
Right.
Right? Today, Friday, it's been a week. Not only am I minus those 8, it's minus 1 more. So I'm minus 1 from last week, and that's because you get right back on track. Yeah. And that's one of the things that people don't get. If you go left or right, the key is to get right back on track. Not to let so much momentum build when you went left or right. Where you're building, if you take 1 or 2 days off, or 3 or 4, and all of a sudden you find that 1, 2, 3, or 4 days turns into 1, 2, 3, or 4 weeks, that's very hard to come back from. Because you are definitely starting from the beginning. But just because you wanted to go out to dinner doesn't mean that you throw the rest of the day out. Just because you wanted to go away for the weekend doesn't mean you throw the weekend out. We worked out at 2 different hotels. We walked outside. We just did what we had to do.
To make it happen.
Made it happen. And yes, you experience some water retention from eating foods that you normally don't eat. Yeah. But if you get right back on track, then you get right back to where you were because you created results that were real, not results that were temporary or fake, or because you cut stuff out.
There is no rebound.
There is no rebound. Listen, 2 days, back on track. That's all I got to say about that.
So I had an idea. It's not on the list either.
Shit.
So I know that this show and the purpose of all this is to connect and to kind of give overall news, and that it's not about nutrition, that it's not about training or the gym.
This show is not about training and nutrition.
However, a lot of times, like I was saying for a butterfly project, that's what people associate, right? They associate us with those things. And I feel like something good to add to every episode, if you agree, at the end of it, would be kind of like something related to nutrition or related to training that would be a good piece of knowledge for everybody out there. So a lot of times during your consultations, you're going over different things, and I'm like, wow, that was so good. I wish more people knew that. For example, how the metabolism works, right? And that you get older and your metabolism gets bad or goes to shit, right? That's something that pretty much everyone believes. Right. Or the time that you eat, or the foods that you, like there's so many myths, I guess you could say. And I figured while the episode could be about pretty much anything else, we could end every episode while your phone's blowing up with a myth buster, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Let's crush one of the nutrition myths.
Okay. Can I add to that?
Yeah.
So how about this?
Do you like the idea? You're like, hell no, we're not doing that shit.
No, we could. I like the idea. But how about this? How about in addition to that, if there are certain things that you've ever heard or that you believe about food that you would like me to fix or correct, comment.
Drop them so we can talk about them.
Even if you believe them to be true with your whole heart, and you would cry if I spilled the truth.
Or maybe you need validation that it is true. You never know.
You never know.
Right? We gotta restart this?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be good. There are plenty that I can come up with.
Okay.
But I would really, really love for everyone to drop a thing or two or three or whatever that you've always heard and you don't know if it's true, or you believe to be true, or you believe to be not true. Something related to food and nutrition. Because I feel like there's just so much bad information out there.
Okay, so do you want to...
Want to talk about metabolism?
So the metabolism. So a lot of people say that your metabolism gets slower with age, or that it gets slower when you're heavier, or whatever the case might be. So your metabolism is a term used for the rate at which your body converts food into fuel, right? So food is fuel. Food is not whatever you think it is. Food is fuel, right? There are protein, carbs, and fat, but all of that is fuel. Imagine your car. And your car needs gas, your car needs oil, your engine needs engine fluid, the AC needs the filter, the tires need air, so everything is a piece or a component of how your car works, right? So your body needs fuel. Food is fuel. Your metabolism is how fast your body digests that and turns it into fuel. Now, the reason that people think that it gets slower with age is because that's usually a generalized way of explaining what happens. What actually happens is that your lifestyle changes with age. Maybe when you were 16 or 17, you ate a bunch of crap and you were able to digest it really fast because you were active in school, or you played soccer after school, or you played outside like other people, and you were able to utilize that energy faster. But little by little, that kept creeping up. And as you got older, your lifestyle changed. Maybe you went to college, maybe you got a job. You were active a little bit less. Maybe you ate a little bit of junk, maybe you ate a lot of junk. Who knows? As you got older, maybe more things changed. You got a job that required you to be there longer, so you sat longer. Maybe you got some kids, and they required you to not pay attention to yourself. And all of those choices led to your metabolism changing. Over time, because of decisions that you had to make. That's what happens. Nothing else. So does it change when you're older? Yes, but it's a result of the choices that you made, which also means that you can change them again. And that's just going to take time. It is if you're 45 and you made a series of bad choices from the time that you were 15 to the time that you were 45, no, it is not going to happen in a weekend. But it is also not going to take 30 years, okay? And that's why whenever I take somebody on, we start with the basics. Let's make sure that we have a solid foundation behind us. We start developing consistency and commitment to the plan that you're on, so that we can start to make better choices and let those choices correct some of the issues that you may or may not have.
I think a lot of times...
Hopefully that made sense.
Totally. And I think a lot of times, too, people don't realize that all of the dieting that they've done...
Everything you've
all
done.
of the yo-yo dieting, all of the days where you
every
didn't eat so you would have dinner...
Every juice cleanse, every time you tried keto and it didn't work...
Every time you came back from vacation and starved yourself for 3 days, or
starved yourself
salads,
before you went on vacation.
Right. Your body keeps count of all of that. And you always describe that so well, saying that it's like a relationship.
Listen, I really wish that you would open this, because I have a hard time understanding.
Here we go!
I have a hard time understanding how adults disregard the fact that your heart beating, your blood circulating, oxygen, breathing your brain working. All of those things require energy, yet none of you ever say, I wonder how much energy that takes, and maybe that's how much energy I should be consuming. Hello? Like, you're alive, right? If you are alive, then how come you're not considering that?
Right.
That's
and your body
that's why I don't talk about it on the show.
And your body is never going to choose weight loss versus keeping you alive. So,
anyway,
metabolism.
If you have questions,
has nothing to do with age.
If you have
and everything to do with your choices.
some stuff.
And if you change your choices, you can change your metabolism.
If you have some stuff that you would like to
get answered,
talk about.
Yeah.
Let's say
drop it below.
Yeah. Like eating after 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. or
eating right, white rice.
White rice.
White rice is good.
Bread, pasta. What else? If you have questions about how any fad detox thing, like the cayenne pepper thing with the honey, like if you want to talk about any of that, I will be more than happy to answer that next episode.
Yes. So drop it so we can talk about it. Is that it?
That is it for today.
Have an amazing weekend, you guys. Happy Friday. Next time we're back, we have lots of other news.
Yes.
All right, let's see. How do I even do this? Hold on. Okay, this one now?